Today we're diving into East Africa, a region with just an incredible amount of diversity and history. But we're not going to do it with a traditional travel guide. Now, instead, we're going to try and understand this place through the chorus of voices that actually call it home, exploring their unique takes on culture, identity, and, this rapidly changing world we all live in. I mean, that's a huge question, right? How on earth do you even begin to tell the story of a place as vast and varied as East Africa? A single narrative? There's no way. It just won't cut it. And that's really the challenge we're digging into today. How to move beyond the simple stereotypes to find a more authentic, more complex reality.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll get clear on what East African perspectives really means. Then we'll dive into the big themes of identity and culture, see how tradition is meeting transformation head-on, and then we'll wrap it all up with why listening to these voices is so important. Okay, let's get right to the heart of it. What are we actually talking about when we use a phrase like that?
Now, what's so cool about this is that it's not about finding one single, definitive answer in a textbook. It's about pulling together a whole collection of insights from within the region itself. We're talking about the stories, the analyses, and the viewpoints of the people who are living these complex lives every single day.
And this really gets to the core of it all. We are consciously trying to move away from what some have called the danger of a single story. So instead of just relying on one outsider's interpretation, the goal here is to listen to all these different truths and experiences that, when you put them together, they create a much richer and, frankly, more accurate picture.
So, what does this chorus of voices actually sound like in practice? Let's jump into our first theme, identity and culture. This is where you can really hear the fascinating interplay between the past and the present.
This quote, wow, it's just so powerful. It perfectly captures this fundamental idea you find in so many of these perspectives, that history and culture aren't dead things on a page. They are alive, they are breathing, passed down through people. And this is exactly how it happens. You have the griot, the storyteller, the musician, who is basically a living, walking archive. You see ancestral wisdom not as some museum piece, but woven into daily rituals. The whole community acts as a guardian of its own history, with crucial life lessons passed down in proverbs. Things like, a single bracelet does not jingle, which is a beautiful way to remind everyone about the power of unity.
But, of course, it's not that simple. That's not the only perspective. This slide just perfectly shows the tension that exists today. On one side, you have identity that's deeply rooted in your family line, in your community. But then, on the other, especially in big urban hubs like Nairobi or Addis Ababa, you find identity as this fluid mix of global pop culture and local tradition. The individual's path becomes a major focus, and knowledge is, just a click away. And neither one is more real than the other. They're just coexisting realities.
And this very tension, this push and pull between tradition and modernity, well, it brings us right to our next big theme. How are these diverse communities dealing with the incredible pace of technological change in the 21st century?
I absolutely love this perspective. It's such a brilliant way to frame it. It sees technology not as some enemy that's destroying tradition, but as a new tool for it. It's all about adaptation, not replacement. The core purpose of the market, that sense of community, commerce, connection, it's all still there, but the platform has evolved.
And here's what that actually looks like on the ground. A farmer, say in rural Uganda, can use an app to instantly check coffee bean prices in the capital. Transactions are all happening seamlessly through mobile money, a system that was pioneered in the region. An artisan in a small village, maybe famous for her beadwork, can suddenly sell to people all over the world. It's an incredible transformation, adapting old ways of doing things to these new opportunities.
This chart just visualizes that blend so well. I mean, look at this. Word of mouth is still the most powerful way news travels. That's deeply ingrained. Radio is also a huge trusted source. But right there with them, you've got WhatsApp groups and social media becoming a really significant piece of the pie. It's not one replacing the other. It's all of them working together.
So all of this brings us to the big so what question. Why does it matter so much to focus on these local voices? What's the ultimate point?
And really, the big takeaway here isn't to give you a neat, tidy little summary of East Africa. The real goal is to come away with a much deeper appreciation for the complexity, for the nuance, and for the really important questions that start to pop up when we actually take the time to listen.
So what have we learned? Well, for one, that the complexity of East Africa isn't some problem we need to solve. It's a reality we get to explore. We've seen that these local stories provide the kind of context that numbers and data alone could never give you. And if you really want to understand a place, you have to listen to the stories its people tell about themselves.
And in doing that, it kind of forces us to look in the mirror and challenge our own assumptions, doesn't it?
And that leaves us with a final thought to take with you. This whole idea of listening and seeking out a chorus of different voices, it's not just for understanding places that seem far away. It's an incredibly powerful tool for understanding our own backyards. So, whose stories aren't being told in your community? And what might we all learn if we just started to listen?